Morning, welcome back. Start of another week. Frosty start again this morning, not too bad. Got a couple of rippers, we had another one yesterday morning. Shush, just running another mob of ewes in. We've started weaning lambs, probably a bit earlier than normal, but just with the feed situation, we just want to probably concentrate on getting the lambs on the better feed. So guys did one mob last week and they've been pretty good. Sometimes when you wean lambs they end up all over the countryside trying to get back to their mums, but we've only had probably a handful do that, so it sort of probably shows that they were ready to go. So yeah, we've just got a mob here at home that twin bearing ewes, so we're gonna we'll wean the lambs and then we'll put them on the lambs with the others. We've already weaned on the grazing canola till probably late this week, and then we'll try and walk them across to the other farm where we've got some grazing cereals, and then they can spend a month or 6 weeks over there. Tony's just finishing working up that bit of country. If you watched the last video, he's got a couple of hours left there, just where we had those bulrushes that we burnt. So and then Brendan's going to hop on the spreader. We had some more urea turn up big Thursday last week. So yeah, he's going to finish top dressing over on the new block. So they're sort of funny sort of week. They've got a bit of, apart from today, they've got a bit of rain forecast for every day. So we just have to suck it and see what we get done. We've got a fair bit of contract spraying to do. So yeah, we need to sort of get into it the next day or two. And look, it's not going to be hard to find a job in between time. We need to get the header cleaned down, and the balers haven't been blown down yet, so I need to get them blown down and washed. Well, everything, those sort of three, the round, the square, and then round baler, the square baler, and then the header, and get them washed, and then the big square baler can go to town to get serviced. So there's plenty going on. So as per usual, but yeah, we'll get this lot in and get them drafted up, and see where we're going then. Jesse, come here. grafted up. So what we generally do is we'll just leave them in the yards overnight, and yeah, they get hungry and thirsty, and yeah, they sort of just stops them wanting to get back with their mum straight away. And then yeah, generally when you let them out, they just put their heads down and start and eat straight away. So we won't drench them just yet. We'll probably let them settle down a bit, and then if we get time this week, before we move them over onto the grazing wheat, we might try and drench them then. But there's going to be a fair few of them to do, but they'll probably be better off. Probably better off for it if we can work it out. But we just got to see what the weather does. If it's going to be wet or something like that, it might be a bit tricky. So anyway, we've got the ewes back to the paddock. We'll get a bit of hay on them and get them sort of back up to condition, and then yeah, we'll probably going to sell them all. So there's a bit going on in the background just with our lines of sheep and that sort of stuff. We're not, I think I have mentioned, we're not overly happy with their feet. So yeah, we're just gonna look at probably changing breeds. Oh, not breeds, sorry, we'll probably still stick with merinos. But yeah, just change bloodlines, something that's got a bit better foot structure. Sheep are easy if you've only got to feed them and shear them. When you got to start foot bathing and foot pairing, the fun goes out of them pretty quickly. So we are also looking at maybe perhaps going to a trading enterprise, go away from using lambs. It's something we could try for 12 months, and if it doesn't work, we could go back to using lambs. So we'll just say we've got a few balls in the air at the moment on the livestock job, so just trying to obviously make things a bit more efficient and that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how that one plays out. Morning. So apologies for the doggo cam. I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but yeah, it's a good way to get seasick watching that. But anyway, so yeah, there's been a bit of a glitch in the matrix in this one. So we had a bit of a tragedy yesterday afternoon. We had one of I went spraying. The boys were here. They were just going to put the jewels back on the big tractor. Just we've got a bit of tillage work to do. Yeah, and when I got a phone call, one of the guys had actually accidentally ran over one of the dogs. So our eldest statesman, he's the first dog that I'd bred. And sadly enough, his father actually, old age, he got run over as well. So I came down and got me in. That son's in a bad spot. Came down and got me, and I took him to the vets and had to get him put down. So yeah, pretty sad way to finish. He'd sort of had moved into retirement, but it's anyone that's got pets in general, but working dogs. And the thing is with our dogs, they aren't just like workers. They're pets as well. So pretty sad. So we'll just have to move on with that one. But yeah, well, you sort of joke with the working dogs. They're always keen. They're better than staff, much better than staff. Don't let the staff hear me say this, but they're always keen. They always turn up, never hungover. Not that my bloke's hungover when they turn up, but yeah, they're always here. You look at these two. They're ready to go. They want to work all the time for you. So yeah, so pretty disappointing. But anyway, we'd sort of retired him from work anyway, so he was sort of starting to get a bit of arthritis and that sort of stuff. It's pretty anyone with working dogs, it's pretty hard on them. It's a bit like a footballer that plays lots of games of football. Their knees and ankles and backs and that are top of hard time. So yeah, we weren't actually working him anymore, although he would have wanted to. If we would have let him, but he was essentially just a yard dog, a house dog. So anyway, we'll just we'll get over that one eventually. So anyway, so we've got the lambs here in the yards. I'm just going to let them out. They've seemed to settle down. There's a lot of bellowing going on. We'll let them out with the others, and they can get a feed, and see what the rest of how the week pans out, whether we get a drench into them or not. But I want to get them moved over onto the grazing week later in the week. So yeah, once the guys get here this morning, get these jewels back on this tractor, and I'm actually going to go to town and get the big air compressor and clean the header down and the balers and that sort of stuff, as I mentioned. So yeah, again, not going to be hard to fill the day in there. Talking perhaps a shower of rain today, but I don't think, yeah, look, it might be 1/2 mil or something, but I can't see it sort of happening at the moment. So cleaning day. So I've got this big compressor here, belongs to a mate of mine. Give him a box of beer for it, maybe, we'll see. So basically what we do is just blow all the dust, pull all the covers and guards and everything off, and yeah, get into all the nooks and crannies and that sort of stuff, and any seed, and you know, you can see there's a fair bit of seed grain on the ground here that's been sitting in spots. Yeah, just so, and then we'll give it a wash in a minute. Oh, probably not today, but the plan is we'll give it a wash. Yeah, and then it just stops any critters getting in and making a home for themselves. It's a bit windy today, but it's a nice day still. And again, same with the balers. I've got to actually round bales easy because I can lift the back door up and I'll blow all this chaff and that out. You can see there's a fair bit sitting in the front there. I've dropped the floor down, get it out. The big square baler, I'll give it a rough go, but what I need to do is I need to put a tractor on it. It's got a bale in it still, so I need to put the tractor on it, and it's actually got, oh, you can see them here, it's got these things, and we can actually walk that bale out. So yeah, we'll, but I need to run the PDO to be able to do that, so yeah, that's all right though. Once Brendan's up going, we probably should slip up and have a look at what he's up to, but I'll get this round baler blown down, and then we, yeah, might unhook the compressor and we'll fly up and have a look at what he's doing. Tony's down, his contract spraying, so yeah, getting a bit done, which is good. So, but the header's pretty well right. It can have a wash at any time now. We'll bring the fire unit over and give the box the wash out that's still growing up in there, and yeah, I don't know, I like to wash them out and yeah, try and get as much as the grain and dust and crap out of them as we can. I don't know what's going on. You might be able to see it. It looks like we've had, in the centre of the sieves there, about there, something's been sitting in there. I don't know whether there's been a cat in there but it hasn't done the sieves all that much good. I don't know what else it would have been. So, yeah, we'll have to... might have to do a bit of panel beating there. Hope it hasn't buggered them, but anyway, yeah, there's always something. Well, we'll keep blowing and yeah, get these things cleaned up. That's a start. We've still got a bit to do yet. Yeah, as I said, I need a tractor to be able to drop that was just the compressor stopping. Need a tractor to hook the hydraulics up to drop the floor down and then, yeah, run it so we can walk this bale out. The round bale is pretty good. We'll take it over the wash bay and give it a wash now. Just look up and see Brendan first and see how he's getting on. But, yeah, we've got all the chaff off there, so, yeah, it's a bit of maintenance to do on this. We're having a bit of trouble, no, not trouble, but we've got a bit of damage with the knives in the floor of it. So yeah, winter job, we need to pull that whole thing out and sort of rebuild the knives in it, just for when we do silage. It's been something go through there, as you can see. So yeah, stones and that sort of stuff, it's, yeah, a bit hard on it, but anyway. Yeah, so we'll get him a bath and get him back in the shed anyway, but we'll just slip over and see what Brendan's doing first, how he's getting on. Hey, what we got here, I don't know how well the camera will show it up, but yeah, we're pretty cloddy and that sort of stuff. So that's after the offset disc. So, and then where Brendan is at the moment, yeah, he's much better. You got nice and pretty good, yeah, it's doing a pretty good job actually. It's still a bit wavy, but that won't matter because we'll have the bucket across it at some point in time. Yeah, but we could nearly, you know, we could nearly pull up check banks in here now and yeah, start and get it a bit organised for lasering. I'm just in two minds in here what's going to happen. We need to get a channel pad built, but I'm a bit worried we might run out of time between now and, you know, ideally it'd be good to be in here the first week of October sowing corn, but yeah, I'm just not too sure. It's going to depend on what the spring does a fair bit, so we'll just have to suck it and see a bit. But anyway, it's coming up pretty well anyhow. I did half have in the back of my mind we could perhaps sow something in here now, but yeah, I'm sort of not too sure what we could put in here. That's whether something for hay or something like that, maybe. Yeah, don't know. I'm sort of not too sure, but we're sort of, yeah, it's gonna end up being fallow if we're not careful. It won't, yeah, like it'll be next year before we get a winter crop in here, but we're pushing the end of June here now, so you know, unless we did some oats or something for hay or something like that, maybe. Yeah, don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into that. Probably need to speak to our agro, find out from him what he sort of reckons. Battling with the camera a bit today. So again, just use this foaming product, yeah, and just spray it on, and we'll give him a couple of minutes and hopefully just hose it off. But yeah, you can sort of see the colour of it. It's lifting the grime and bird shit and that sort of stuff off it pretty well. So yeah, going to be a clear sort of night. It's probably I don't know whether it feels as though it might be frosty, but just looking at the horizon there, there's a bit of cloud cover coming. Yeah, Tony got another load of chemical out. It's just a bit time consuming down there in spots because it's little bays and that sort of stuff. So he'll get the canola finished down there tomorrow, which will be good. And then yeah, I picked Brendan up off the speed tiller there before. So we're sort of thinking that block, we might actually sow some oats in there for hay. I'm just a bit concerned we get a wet spring or something like that, and then we can't get it lasered, and we need to build the channel pad. And so I might make a couple of phone calls and see whether I can track some oat seed down, and then we don't have anything really sown for hay. So yeah, whether we sow a few oats and a bit of clover or some peas or something if we can get them for hay. So yeah, anyway, we'll worry about that one in the next day or two. So yeah, anyway, I'll give this a wash the soap off this now, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Thanks again for watching. Ta-da.